Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Flick Knows, episode 15 here. Today we're going to be talking about new construction, but first, everybody's wondering, I'm sure, where is Michelle? Well, I know you want her to be here, and I certainly do as well, but she's out showing property right now and has been busy for the last week or so, so you're stuck with me. I promise you, she's coming back. All right, but first let's chat about new construction. Summit County has a lot of construction going on right now. There's no doubt about it. It is a hot place to be developing, and I think the center of that is right here in Silverthorne. There's a lot of new development, a lot of excitement around Silverthorne right now, and so we'll just chat about that a little bit. But there's certainly a lot going on throughout the county. A lot of projects finishing up in Keystone at the Alders, groundbreaking for some new employee housing over there. We've got Smith Ranch going on with deed restricted and workforce housing going on there. A lot of projects, they're in the planning phase right now. Some are being finished up. There's three that I think are pretty exciting right now that, there's still a pretty good opportunity to get in on them, but you're not waiting for years and years and years for that to come to fruition. The first is the Waters at Silver Trout here in Silverthorne. It's a development. It's on about 10 acres, of which half of it, about 5 acres, is where the density is. They're calling them paired homes, and what that means is they're duplexes, but the garage is where they're connected. So you're not sharing a wall with anybody else except for your garage walls. So that's a good way to make it so that you're pretty comfortable, but also you've got space from your neighbors there. Those begin in $890,000. They start with 3 bedrooms, 3 baths at 2,200 square feet. They go all the way up to 4 beds and 4.5 baths at 2,600 square feet. So pretty, these are on the upper price range. Great location. You're pretty close to award-winning gold medal trout fishing as well, which is really nice. But a nice development. They've got about 13 of their 29 or so houses or properties are under contract. So, they're kind of rolling those out as they get built and as all the finishes get selected. But they're working straight through the winter, excavating for foundations. When the weather's good, they'll pour the foundations. So progress on that is definitely steady. The next property that is being developed right on the Blue River as well is Blue River Flats, and these are predominantly 2-bedroom, 2-bath properties. The first 2 buildings have garages with the units. There's 3 levels with 1 condo on each corner. They've got the first building built out and sided, and it looks like they're doing the finishing work on the interior on there now, and they're working on the second building now and getting siding up on that. Again, working straight through the winter. As long as you've got the right equipment, ground thaws, foundations poured, things like that, you can work straight through the winter up here. So not a problem. Those the 2 buildings that are built right now are in the 6s for the 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. There will be some that are currently priced in the 5s that are in the building that's a little bit closer to Highway 9 and a little bit set back from the river. But again, a great project, and I'm sure they're moving steady on that and probably looking to close sometime in 2019 on the first properties there. And then finally, Uptown 240 is up and running right now in Dillon. They haven't broken ground. They've cleared the property and they're in their winter pre-sale right now, trying to get the properties under contract. They're offering to waive HOA fees on this property. We're looking, it's going to be a larger building right in downtown Dillon, great location to the lake, some great views out over the lake, over towards the 10-mile range, and then Red and Buffalo Mountains. It's going to be a nice development, lots of community space, restaurants, big giant hot tub, things of that nature. Everything from a studio all the way up to, we're looking at 3-bedroom, 2 baths in there. starting at $269,000. They go all the way up to almost $900,000 based on the property. You know, obviously the premier locations on the upper floors and in the corners are going to be your higher price points there. But really a cool project. There's a few other projects out there. 4th Street Crossing is the biggest one that everybody's the most excited about here in Silverthorne. It's going to be a huge project where Silverthorne currently doesn't have a downtown right now, but there are some great restaurants. There's going to be more of that because they're building a walking mall. They're tearing down basically an entire city block and recreating some commercial space, walking mall, hotel, event space, things of that nature. We've got Summit Sky Ranch. That project is well along, and they've closed on properties. That's all single-family homes north of Silverthorne. Foots Rest in Frisco is going to be redeveloped into a micro hotel type concept there. We've got Base Camp is finishing up this month with the 2nd and 3rd phases closing here in February. Treehouse Townhomes up in Wilderness. If you're familiar with Treehouse, these are nothing like the Treehouse. They're duplexes and triplexes. You know, garage on the 1st floor, main living space, and then bedrooms up top. Really well done. These are on the higher end of Treehouse for sure. Those are in the 800s to 900s depending on finishes. You've got the outlets. One of the section of the outlets here in Silverthorne is in the process of getting permitting and design, tear those down and build a new property and new development there. We've got the Shores in Breckenridge. There's Cucumber Gulch in Breckenridge that is being developed as well. Those are clearly at the higher price point. You know, we're looking at over $1 million in those areas. So if you have any questions, you know, please reach out. I know this is a longer video, but there's just so much going on up here. We couldn't really fit it all in otherwise. So as always, please reach out to us at teamflick@summitliving.com. You can always check out the most up-to-date listings on flickrealestate.com. And as always, we'll catch you next week for another episode of Flick Knows.